So I want to take you back to when you're 19 years old.
Yeah.
You got released from the academy.
Yeah.
So at that point, what did you see your life as, and what did you think it was about to become?
So many people don't know this part of my story. It was a shambles.
Yeah. How difficult was it to actually say no at that point to play for no money?
I just knew all the popular girls did dance, so I just was trying to meet girls. So that's why I did dance. And loads of people slammed the door in my face. I went into anxiety attacks. I had to go see a therapist and stuff. I wish I would punch my manager at Crawley, but that annoyed me. I don't know. I should never have had. No one should ever have that much power over me. There's kids trying to break into the stadium outside. They're breaking down the door. I said something about doing a Simon Chain match. He goes, yeah, you're gonna host it. I said, shut up. I said, listen, I'm not in a good place right now. What's going on? He goes, Cecil, London Stadium, West Ham, you're gonna be one of the presenters.
If you was to nominate someone to come on the next episode of the podcast.
Oh, big up the Sidemen, man.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Underdogs Podcast. Before we get into it, I just wanted to say that this was my first attempt at filming content for social media, and it was also my first time being around and creating content with people who have a big platform. So I was extremely nervous and forgot to film an intro, but it's all a part of the process. You learn as you go, and this was definitely a big step for me. Putting that aside, it was an extremely insightful conversation that I had with Cecil, and I'm very excited to finally be able to share that with you. So let's get into it. Perfect. So I'm here today with Cecil G. Thomas, and I'm very excited to hear his story. So Cecil, if you could just introduce yourself to the camera and what it is that you do.
Perfect. I mean, as you started, my name's Cecil G. Thomas. I was an ex-professional footballer, then went into performing arts, dance, ballet, contemporary and jazz. And then after that, when COVID hit, I found my way onto this huge platform known as AFTV, which is Arsenal Fan TV. About 6 years ago now, so in 2020 when COVID hit, when I first joined. And here we are today. I got that job through LinkedIn as well, via LinkedIn. But yeah, and that's how it is. 6 years being on the channel, and my life was changing after football, and then now it really has changed. Now my life is following the club I love and working with major platforms, major media companies around football, the sport I love and the club I love.
Perfect. So I want to take you back to when you're 19 years old.
Yeah.
You got released from the academy.
Yeah.
So at that point, what did you see your life as, and what did you think it was about to become at that point?
Good question. I mean, when I got released, so many people don't know this part of my story. When I got released from Crawley Town, I went back to Crawley Town and asked them if I could train with the first team. The reason why I did that is because they shut down the youth team, the under-21s, the reserve team, because, well, financially they couldn't run it in two. It was a shambles. Yeah. So they shut it down and they only kept the first team. And I believed I was good enough to get a contract, of course, but I didn't in the end. But I said, can I come and train with the first team to stay sharp and fit whilst I go and trial at other clubs? Luckily, I had a good relationship with the first team and the chief exec of Crawley Town, and they allowed me to come back for a whole year to train with the first team for, obviously wasn't getting paid for free. So I was doing that. And trialling at loads of clubs, Nottingham Forest, I went to Dagenham Redbridge, I went to Brighton, I went to Stevenage, Wycombe Wanderers were inquired about me. I went across a lot I was a journeyman trying to find a club, didn't find a club. And in my head, I thought my life would be, I would be a footballer by any means necessary.
Yeah. And
then I got to the end of that year, and I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. My mum asked me, was I happy? I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. Crawley Town offered me a non-contract, which is a contract where you sign as a professional footballer but you don't get paid. Right. And then after about 2 weeks, I ended up saying no to it because obviously my dream was to be a professional footballer, but I can't do not getting paid again, because I was doing that before when I was training with them. I couldn't do that for that whole year after my scholarship. So I don't know, at that point, I didn't really have an idea of what my life would be going forward. I kind of just was lost. But a lot of players get into this position of like, what do I do now? Obviously, I ended up going to a performing arts school, but that was at the back of my mind. I didn't want to be a dancer. I didn't really know anything about dance. I just thought, I've got to find something that I enjoy doing and make money from to survive. I did that when I was a footballer, when I was getting paid to play football for a living, being at Crawley. When you come out of that system, you kind of want to find something that fills that hole. You're getting paid to do something that you love. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do. Did I see it coming? No. I was lost, like I said. So where I got to and what came after was probably the more success story than what being a footballer was, in my opinion.
So how difficult was it to actually say no at that point to play for no money?
Tough, because my dream was to be a player, and that was it. You got offered a non-contract. I got offered a contract, but obviously you don't get paid. But I got offered to be a professional footballer. You can be on FIFA. You can have your. I've got a PFA number. I've done all that stuff before. But like you have the title of you are a pro at Crawley Town. But there was no guarantees. The club was in a bit of a mess at the time. There was no guarantees that I'd get first team football. There was no guarantees that, I'd kick on from Crawley Town and make it to the Premier League, which was my dream. So it was tough to say no because you don't know what your life will be if you said yes. But in the end, I made a decision and to turn it down. And I think, listen, I went to Nottingham Forest after that for a while. I was on trial there for a long time. And I realised after that club, I won't get any higher than this. This was the level I believe I could have played out as my maximum, playing for the under-23s at Nottingham Forest on trial. I was with the first team for quite a bit of it. They were in the championship at the time. But once I got released from there, I said, I've had enough of this. And it was kind of, it was tough. I think, I always look at like the cliche terms, never give up. A jack of all trades, master of none. And I always try and challenge them because I think nowadays, or a lot of people, we just believe all the past tales of what saying should be. So people always say never give up if you want to succeed in life. But I gave up in being a footballer. And in my opinion, I've been quite successful after that. So I try and challenge those things, be a jack of all trades, master of none. I've said, why can't you be a master of all trades? So in that sense, I just feel it was tough to say no, but I'm glad I did. It was a very mature decision to do and give up chasing the dream of trying to make it to professional level again in football at the age of 19.
So at that stage, football was just your identity. It's
100%.
all you'd known. So then stepping into dance, was that just the next thing that came along, or was it something you actually considered doing and considered a career in?
Nah, man, it was a secondary. It wasn't even a secondary. It was like a 10th thought. I didn't want to be a dance. It was tough. Like you said, my identity was football. You can imagine, bro, you're a teenager, bro. You tell girls, you tell like the man them at home, like I left school to be a footballer. Like I got to leave and people knew I was a signed professional footballer. So like you become that. My display picture, even after I got released, for ages was me playing at Crawley, signing my contract. I had photos of me when I was at Palace and stuff as well before then in the academy. So like your whole identity is football. And that even to this day, players do the same thing. It's an identity crisis where you got to kind of, when you're not a footballer, you got to let go of that dream and that identity. But it's really difficult because it comes with, I don't think it even comes with that much perks, but to the outside world, it looks like you have the best job in the world.
Dream,
living the dream. So dance kind of came about out of nowhere. I mean, I dabbled in dance when I was in school, but I wasn't really, I just knew all the popular girls did dance, so I just was trying to meet girls. So that's why I did dance, and like I thought I could do a little bit of a Dougie, and like I did like little cool dances, but I never did. Being a dancer is more than that. You have to learn technique and ballet and core and how you can be versatile in all these different genres and disciplines of dance. So I was never that. I never even understood that. So it was far from what I imagined what I'd be doing. But I went to an event called Move It, and there was Italia Conti, the school I actually went to in the end, was there, and they were like, come to a boys' open day. This was before summer, and I went to the open day near the start of the year, just boys only, because at the time a lot of performing arts schools were looking for boys. It was heavily female dominated, which we don't mind. So then I went to the boys' open day, and then I did classes. So I did classes for the whole day, and then in the end they offered me a scholarship after no audition or nothing. Just they offered me a full scholarship, and I was, I guess, rude, disrespectful in the sense that I was naive to what that meant. I wanted to try and negotiate the scholarship to be like, they wanted to give me 3 years of training for free. I wanted to do 1 year. I was like, I don't want to do 3 years. I want to do less than that. So she was like, the principal was like, you're crazy. Like, do you understand what I'm offering you? Like, go and talk to whoever, and then come to me with a final decision. So the whole of summer, I had that opportunity to go to school, and they had sending me letters, Cecil going to come, send me the uniform or the dance stuff you need to buy for the start of the year. I just ignored all of it because I was like, I'm not doing dance. But then that whole summer, bro, I wasn't doing anything. I was working in Nando's and doing little jobs and things like that. So I didn't really have anything. So then the day that the school started, didn't sign any papers, didn't tell them I was coming. I said to my boys, can you drop me to the school? I'm gonna see how it is. And then,
so you just went in.
That was it. I went, did the first day. I said, what I said I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the first day, and then I'm gonna see how it is.
Yeah.
And if I like it, I might come back the next day. That's exactly what I told the people when I was there.
Taking it day by
day. Ended up being a week, ended up being a month, ended up being 3 years.
So
and
did you
it changed my life.
through the 3 years?
Yeah, I got through the whole 3 years.
And
everyone thought I wouldn't. Everyone, even the teachers were like, he ain't gonna stay long.
Yeah.
He's not gonna enjoy it. This is not him. Obviously, you go to a dance school, performing arts school, and the people are singing in lunch and singing Wicked and Defying Gravity. Man, I didn't come from that. I come from football background. So for me, it was unique. It was a lot to adjust to. First year I was really bad, really naughty, in many ways. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about that. But I once got my scholarships ripped up, and then I just said, look, I said to myself at 20 years old, I said, look, if you don't back up your ideas and we get kicked out of here,
you're gonna be left.
There's nothing. I have nothing. So then second year and third year, bro, my life went mad. I locked in.
Yeah.
And became a solid performer. I became a favourite. So yeah, man.
So when you initially stepped into it, did you see it going as far as it actually did, or?
Yeah, no. Nah. I just thought there'll be nice girls here. I'll learn a few things.
Yeah.
And I don't know what being a good performer looked like, because I didn't understand there were people who have careers in performing arts and being in the West End and doing shows, films, TV, all that. So I didn't see all that. But then I had a little inkling in my second and third year. Like I said, I locked in then, and I started getting little jobs through like an agent that I had.
Yeah.
And one thing about when you're performing arts, you're not allowed to basically work whilst training, especially if you're on a scholarship, because you're basically missing days or whatnot to do jobs. Right. But for me, I was like, why? Like the best form of learning what you're going to do is go and doing a job. So I kind of just found a way to cheat the system and flirt with the principals and teachers and say, look, I need this day off. I did auditions for Cats, got to the final of Cats the musical in the West End. I did major adverts whilst being in college, and then I started to realise like, oh, damn, like it
can actually go somewhere.
This can do something. Yeah, I was doing adverts of buyouts of like 30 to 20, 20,000s to 10,000s. I did a Vanarama advert, I think it was like 7,000 plus, and that kept rerunning, so I kept getting like $3,000 every now and then. So I was like, this is mad.
Yeah.
And I'm barely doing it. This is chill for me. And then I was doing a lot of extra work, so I'd been in the back of films and stuff, and then I started to progress and get roles and stuff, little bits. And I was like, wow, this is actually something I could really get used to, and enjoyed it as well. Then I started doing adverts for footballers, did body doubling gigs, which people will know, Marcus Rashford, Ollie Watkins, and Aubameyang, Nathan Hackett. I started doing those gigs, and I was like, this is exactly what I want to be doing. So second and third year, like I said, my life changed. I realised there was a career in this, and I started to take it really serious and was booking work whilst training. But then when I left, I kind of had all the foundations to be quite successful in the space.
So then from there, in 2018, you started Talent Transfer?
Yeah.
So
I love that you have all the information. Big up, man. I love it. I love when people come and there's. Listen, my job is to interview. Sorry to cut the interview like this, but I do this. So I really appreciate when you've done research for me. It makes it sick. So 2018, I launched Talent Transfer. Yeah.
So then, how did your personal journey actually shape what you're telling these kids and what you're doing within whatever workshops or however it's set out for them?
Oh, this is a good question. No one's asked me this question. This is a good question, my friend. So for context, I set up a company called Talent Transfer where I wanted to mentor footballers. I was treated really bad at Crawley. The way I was treated was really bad by my manager, and not just me, the players as well. And I kind of went in wanting to tell players, this is how you should be treated as a footballer. And if you see these red flags, speak up about it. Like I didn't speak up about it, make sure you do it. And then on top of that, I also wanted to show them there's more to life than football. Because at the time I set up the company, I just started doing these adverts and body doubling with Rashford and other athletes. So I was like, oh, there's more to life than just football. You can do football and adverts and earn a good life and do these sort of adverts and stuff like that. So I set up, wanted to do that. And loads of people slammed the door in my face. Yeah. PFA slammed the door in my face. Osher Williams, who works at PFA, Premier League clubs. I messaged them directly, got no's from pretty much all of them. I messaged other clubs as well, non-league clubs, and everyone said no. But then the guy that, when I was a footballer, there's an educational board that you when you sign a scholarship, you have to do education. The guy who was my education officer, he was like, I like you, Cecil. I've seen what you're doing now. I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'm going to give you a trial at 3 clubs. Dagenham, Redbridge, Stevenage and Millwall. You're going to deliver to them. If they like it and we feel like it's worthwhile, we'll keep it in our programme. Went there, nervous as hell, had a little PowerPoint presentation, went there and spoke to them, and afterwards it just took off. After I did the workshop, players come up to me saying, like, I don't know if I want to be a footballer because of the pressure and stress. Like, I like playing football with my friends, but I can't do it anymore. I'm signed for footballer. What do? I don't know if I want to sign my contract. I didn't know how to answer that because this is my first time doing this. And then it was like another player a month later came out to his physio saying Cecil's workshops really hit me and I want to speak about this. So all these things started coming up, and this was around when mental health was starting to be spoken about in football. Never used to before then. So it was the perfect time. And now we're like 8 years deep. Talent transfer has changed massively. Now it's like I give players tips on how to become a professional footballer. From tips I never had. I've got advice from players that have gone through the workshop who are playing in the Premier League right now. James Hill is at Bournemouth. Reece Nelson's done a feature on talent transfer, which is in the workshop. There's life after football. I showed him examples of people that have been very successful after football. Obviously, I'm one of them as well. I showed them that I'm not the only anomaly as well. But it's developed. It's a full hour and a half. Amazing. I know I'm talking about my own company, but it really is beneficial. It's been going for so long. It's probably one of the most longest standing workshops. And to this day, I get people stopping me in the street or people stopping me at footballing events saying, you came to my club when I was 16 and I still haven't forgotten your workshop. I'm actually doing a course right now that you can't see off camera. It's with the PFA, and one of the players on the course is like, you came to my club at Cambridge United and I remember everything you've said to this day, and I want to do what you're doing. So yeah, man, it's something I'm very proud of. It doesn't really get spoken about too much or get shone a light on because it's not in your face, it's not mainstream, but it's something that, it's my baby, it's my passion, it's my give back.
So how, because you're talking to kids there, certain ones will kind of have in their head that they want to be professional footballers, where they're not really wanting or willing to compromise on that.
Correct.
How do you put that across to them that just because you're planning for a fallback, it doesn't mean you're not going to make it?
Okay, so hear this. So I've been doing this a long time, as you said, 2018. So I've had every scenario imagined I've had. I've had players come up to me after my workshop and say, Cecil, love what you're doing, bro. Sick dancer, you're with this person, that person, interests, blah, blah, sick. But you see me, I just want to play football for a living. I don't know about anything else. All I did when I came out the womb, when I was kicking a football, I love this club, I want to play for them. That's all I know. All I want to do, this is what I get all the time, all I want to do is make a living from football, right? Do you know what I do to them? I promise them, I say, okay, all you want to do is make a living from football. Do you know what I say? I promise you'll make a living from football. I'll shake on it right now. If that's all you know and all you believe you can do is football and you want to make a living from it, I promise you'll do that. One thing I can't promise you, and this is in the workshop, funny enough, I can't promise you you'll play for your dream club and I can't promise you you'll play for your nation, right? But if you want to make a living from football, I believe you'll be able to do that and I can promise you that you will. And the reason why I have that confidence, people, is because nowadays, the world we live in, you can play football at the clubs I was at, Crawley Town in League One, earn a living. You can play above League One, Championship, Premier League, earn a living. You can go below League One, League Two, make a living. National League, people are making good money. My friend plays non-league, he earns £900 a week. You can make a living from football. You can go and play abroad, especially if you're, what I say to the players at the clubs, that stage, you're already above all the players trying to be a professional footballer. You get opportunities to play America, where you can go and study and play, have a career. You can play in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Australia. My friend, I did a workshop with a kid who went to Africa, played in AFCON, made a career out of football. Like, you can play all around the world, make a living. You can play Baller League, get paid £800 a week. £800 a week if you're a franchise player, £400 a week if you're an okay player, and £200 to £400 a week if you're just average. So like, there's so much opportunity. So when those players ask me, it's all I want to do, I say you can make a living from football. So that's one reason. And one thing is, like you mentioned, plan B. No footballer wants to hear about a plan B. They say, bro, I'm here to be a footballer. But through the workshop, I think they really understand that football's not everything. Like, I never wanted to hear about, I used to have workshops when I was a footballer, people coming in saying you got to prepare and stuff and mental health and all these workshops we get given. And I was like, I don't want to hear any of this, I just want to be a footballer. But when you go through what I deliver in talent transfer, you kind of realise like, oh, okay, he's not saying you're not going to be a footballer and have a plan B. He's saying, oh, I can be a footballer and do this. I can start this and that will supplement my future if I start now and do this. And all these little small trigger points that you can start now or ripple effects can lead you to something that's amazing in the future, which is, I wish I did, but luckily I got to where I wanted to be. It took a bit longer than it could have if I started when I was a footballer. But however, we got here in the end.
So the fact that you sat in on these actual workshops, does that actually help you to prepare for when you're actually at the front speaking to the kids?
Yeah, I think so. I think because, I mean, that's why I think my workshop's so successful within the LFE setup, because I was a player.
Yeah.
I was a player that had to go through the same LFE workshops. And not that at that age I wasn't critiquing the workshop people or the people that were delivering. I wasn't. But like looking back, I was like, how can you relate to me? You're some old, no offense, when I was in football, I was like, you're some old guy who's never played football and you're trying to tell me think about this, don't do this, you're not going to make it if you've never even been in this situation. So now I reflect and I think, well, when I go to the clubs, I've been in you guys' positions. I've sat and had these workshops as well. Yeah. I've been here. Like I've walked this path. So I'm the best person you could probably listen to. Yeah. So I do a lot of that. And I think that is key. I think it's key to helping. And also, like, footballers are hard to get through. Like I said, I was there. So, like, they just think, bro, I don't care. I'm getting paid to play football. Most of these kids think, you can't tell me nothing. Yeah. But when I turn up and little secrets, I come in designer stuff. I've got the big watch on and I'm coming in a nice-ish car and I've got footballers on my workshop that these guys aspire to. Yeah. They're locked in because I know how to get these young boys' attention. I've been doing it for so long, and I know what footballers, attract to. I know what they look at. So, yeah, I think back then when I was getting workshops, they were quite dated. I think there's only one still happening when I was there. Actually, no, Troy Townsend Kick It Out, but he's now left Kick It Out, but his workshop still goes on. Kathy Wood, social media, she was there when I was a footballer. She's still doing it, and I think Jamie Edwards, mental health. So yeah, but we've adapted through the times. And yeah, I think I've really got the secret sauce, in my opinion, when it comes to football clubs and delivering messages. So yeah.
So would you say it's in a better place than when it was when you were in the academy?
Yeah, as in what, the whole afterlife?
The whole system
100%.
That's in place, yeah.
Bro, when I was a footballer, bro, there was no talk to this person. There was no, we got support here. No, bro, it was...
You just had to keep it to yourself.
That and like, change room banter was bullying, but listen, I don't want to say it that harshly because we enjoyed it, we grew up on it. It's like, it's character building, but you're getting dissed and cussed and families and like, listen, there were great times, but it was dark. So, yeah, man, I think, but now, completely different place.
Yeah.
Like they have welfare officers at every club from category 1, so like Arsenal level, Premier League level to category 4. All the way through the football system, you have to have welfare officers, you have to have life skills sessions, which I'm part of every at least 2 to 3 a month. So like, it's changed completely and it's so much better. They will never fix it. I'm part of the team, but they will never fix it. Yeah. You're never gonna fix players wanting to be footballers and not being able to sign everyone. Yeah. It's impossible. So there's always gonna be a drop-off rate, there's always gonna be some players that struggle and whatnot, but it's a lot better place.
So at that point, you're running talent transfer and then you started working for AFTV.
Yeah.
So that was a completely different environment to what you were used to. Mm-hmm. Sort of being on camera, being around the social media. How did that change? How did that transition feel at the time? And how would you say it's gone up until now as well?
Right, short answer, hard. The transition was very difficult for me. Long answer and explanation to that is, I didn't obviously just go from football to AFTV. Obviously in between was performing. So performing was doing dance shows. I did a film whilst I was here at AFTV when I first started. I did The Little Mermaid, which I'm in the credits for. I got a credit, it helped me contribute to my house. So I was on camera. I was doing photo shoots. I was doing a lot of modelling. Robbie, my first ever video with Bias Premier League show with Troops and Robbie, it was awful. I was awful. They were fine. Robbie mentioned, like, have you seen Cecil's face? He's on the Sky Sports advert, the Shaw advert. I'm topless in the football. It's a madness. So I was used to being on camera, but not in that capacity, not in a YouTube capacity. And it was hard, bro. Like, it was hard. The words are so powerful.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise that. Like, I didn't realise what you say on a platform like AFTV, people take serious. And you know, you're representing a big channel, and like, you're representing a lot of, you're not representing Arsenal fans rep themselves, but like, you have a lot of influence on certain things. I didn't realise that. So there was times where I said something wrong on an interview, and mentally it affected me. I went into anxiety attacks. I had to go see a therapist and stuff, because when I was out on the street, I thought people were judging me for like things I've said online, which happens now, but I'm a lot mentally stronger now, and I'm used to it. It's my life now. But back then, like, I didn't understand it. Like, I went from being a footballer where I was half loved by a small minority of people in the towns of Crawley, and then like to being performing arts and doing shows and getting a bit of a buzz from people and being a bit on socials, to then being on like the biggest fan channel in the world and being seen.
Arsenal fans get it a lot worse.
Exactly. And the people judge us, and we're the worst fan base online and all that. So like, it took a lot to adjust and adapt to. And also, like, I did a presenting course before I started AFTV. I had to take away all of that. Robbie was like, I don't want you to be a presenter and stiff and wooden and talk a certain way. Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
YouTube is be authentic. Don't try and be someone you're not. Yeah, don't force it. This is YouTube. This is a lens of your general life. Like, talk how you want to talk, be who you want to be. Otherwise, the audience will call you out, find you out, and you won't feel comfortable, and it won't end well. So he was right. It took me years. It took me years to adjust it. Yeah, man, it was difficult. It was a difficult transition. People won't know that, because I think people say, "Oh, I love you," but I get a lot of love now. Obviously, there'll always be haters, but I get a lot of love now. And really nice comments about, you know, they look at me as a presenter and like aspire to be, or they take advice and learn from what I do. So like, but that took a lot of years. And even though you might not look like it, some would say it does, but it may not look like it. But now I'm in a place where, bro, I've done a lot of things.
Yeah, you've achieved a lot.
Yeah, I've been thrown in deep. AFTV's been thrown in deep end, because there's no training. There's no training wheels. Robbie doesn't, no offense, but he knows this. He doesn't mentor you into like, he does mentor you, but he doesn't train. We don't get taught how to be a YouTuber or how to talk to camera or anything. It's just, you got to just.
Would you say that helped you though?
Yeah. But I had to suffer. But it did help me, I think. But no one's had training. Yeah. Everyone is themselves. That's why when people like ask about, is Ty really like how he is in real life? He's exactly the same, because no one trained him.
To be fair, I was wondering that.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get him on.
I've seen a lot of him.
We'll get him on in a second. And if you say you're not an Arsenal fan, or if you say sorry, but you're gonna feed his raft. So he's the same. Lead judges are the same. Everyone's the same, because there's no training. We're just who we are on camera, how we are in real life. And yeah, I think. But now I've been put in situations where, like, Sidemen charity match, Wembley. I have in-ears. I've got producers. I've got ground producers. I'm talking to 2.2 million live streamers. I'm then going to PFA Awards on TikTok Live to over 100,000, and with most, like, I didn't train for any of this. I just had to make it work. So where I'm at now, I'm very comfortable, regardless of what anyone says. So yeah, but the transition was hard.
Yeah.
Long answer, I did say. Cool.
So if you're 19 again, starting off from scratch in today's world, is there anything specific you do? Any specific career? You have to start off from scratch. How would you go about doing that?
Oh, so you're saying if I was 19 now?
Yeah, no one knows who you are. You've not got the platform that you have got now.
Yeah.
How would you go about starting a career in whatever that might be?
Depends what I want to do.
Knowing what you know about the different industries.
Oh, now. So I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
I know. I have all the knowledge I have now, but I haven't got any of the social Okay. Yeah. So basically, to give advice for people that are in a situation where they're starting from scratch. Yeah. It's important to the world we live in now. Again, social currency is massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have to document I document everything, and I'm really past that generation of social. Well, I'm very much on socials, but like the key message is you have to be present on everything.
Yeah.
So get your socials up. That's easier said than done, but like have a presence on all platforms. Find a niche. If I wanted to get into, at 19, if I went to go back there now, I don't know what I'd want to go into. Because I feel like I live the dream as it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to be a footballer again. Yeah, I think I'd try and end up being back where I am. So again, yeah,
So you'd work towards the same
sort of thing. Yeah. Like I'm lucky enough to give back and mentor footballers. Then I'm lucky enough to I work. This is my full-time job, AFTV, but it's not, to me, it's not work. It's not work. And then I get to do other things as well, which is shoots and stuff that's really fun. So I'll try and aim to be like this. I think you just have to, like I said, for social people, build a social following. It's not easy, but you can find a niche. Find a niche in football, what you love, be passionate about it, learn, study it. Find the people you like, take little bits from them, and create a platform. And yeah, I found this job through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Have a LinkedIn profile, look at jobs available, and apply. And try and be confident where you can. Study and be the best you can in whatever you're dedicating your life to, and go and do it. I think I have a natural instinct in me to just be the best, like try and be the best in whatever I do. So if I was going back to being 19 from scratch, whatever I wanted to do, I believe in myself that I can do it. I went to a dance school, bro.
Yeah.
And I'd never really danced properly in my life. And I had to compete against guys and girls that had been dancing from babies.
Yeah.
And I ended up being
one of the best.
The favourite in the school. So like, and the reason I got that belief and power and desire from being a footballer, because I had to fight for contracts for the first half of my life, was beating my friends to contracts to be a professional footballer, which is 0.012% of kids make it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think whatever it would have been, because like I said, I kind of said I want to be back doing what I do now.
Yeah.
I would achieve it just before, I reckon, just with the desire that I have. But that's the main keys is social presence.
So if you was to look back at everything along the way up until this point, is there anything about it that you'd change? Or would you keep it all the same? Because it's kind of shaped it the way it is now.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, because people ask me, Cecil, if you went back to yourself at 16, what advice would you give him before you signed your contracts?
Yeah.
And I always say I wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't say a word. I'd smile and walk back into whatever portal I came through, because we turned out all right and those lessons were valuable. But like, I don't know. I got an opportunity to go to Vancouver after my football career. After I got released, I had an exit trial and then you get scouted to go to places. I got offered a massive scholarship to go to Vancouver, Canada, on a dance and football scholarship. I would have liked to have seen what that would have been like. I ended up having a scholarship and doing what I wanted to do, but like, that would have been interesting. That would have been interesting how that played out. But no, I don't think I would have changed anything. I wish I would have punched my manager at Crawley. I wish I would have just stood up to him a little bit. That's the only thing. But like that wouldn't have changed anything. That was just because I'm not who I am now. I'm very confident and I don't really take much from many people, like in disrespect wise. But back then I did. I was very a shadow of who I was. And
as a younger kid, it's
hard to.
Yeah,
he's a manager who you think's going to change your life, and you don't want to speak up to him. But that annoyed me. I don't know. I should never have had. No one should ever have that much power over me, ever.
Yeah.
Apart from my mum, maybe. But yeah. So there's nothing I would change, but he deserves a bit of a. I don't condone violence, people.
I mean, it's fine.
All good?
It's not too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, over the last couple of years, you started hosting the Sidemen charity matches. So then, I'm a massive fan of the Sidemen, and growing up, it was kind of every week you wait for the Sidemen Sunday to come out.
Yeah.
And
cool.
that's something big that you end up watching.
Yeah.
So then, for you to achieve that milestone of presenting at the charity match, it's obviously a big milestone.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. As much as, I can't even downplay it.
Yeah,
it's
huge. Massive that.
No, it is.
Because the live stream to however many million people.
2.2 million live. To now 48, I think it was on something stupid.
Yeah. So, how did that actually come about?
Good question. How did that... All right, so years and years ago, when I finished training at Italia Conti, I did a video for Simon Mini Minter. It was on Facebook. They were looking for an actor to be a super fan.
Yeah.
I applied. I got it. I went to Manchester. This is when I first met Steve, his security guard, who me and Steve are really good friends now. Funny enough. And big up Nathan as well. I've got to mention that he's his other security guard who we're really close with. I met Steve when he kind of first started with JJ as well, doing his security, and we pranked KSI. As I was a super fan, like, can I smell you? Can I get advice? It's a really cringy video. It's still on YouTube. It's on Simon's channel. Got 4.1 million views. That was my first initial That was my first introduction to YouTube, by the way, as well. That was my first ever YouTube video ever. It was way before AFTV, way before everything. Not AFTV actually being born, but before I was on AFTV, yeah. So I did that, and people were recognizing me from that video, and I was like, oh, this is quite interesting. I didn't know this was, I didn't really know the Sidemen were that big. So that was quite cool. And then fast forward a few years, I go through training, I go through other stuff, I signed to AFTV, I do all that. And fast forward about AFTV, I go to the Sidemen charity match at the Valley, the last one at Charlton's ground.
Right.
As a guest of Robbie. So Robbie's obviously the owner of AFTV.
Yeah.
He said, I want you to come to this. I said, cool. Never been to this. Went there, sat with Vuj, big up Vuj. And that was my first ever time seeing the charity. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Did you not?
Bad of me.
Because it falls into the sort of age category.
I know, I am in that age category, but I don't know what, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't like, I'm very much like TV and YouTube era, but then I'm now I'm fully YouTube, but like, I don't know, I didn't really pay attention too much to the side. Even when I did the mini video, I didn't know much about them. I knew about KSI, but I wasn't really locked in. So anyway, that Sidemen charity match was my biggest eye-opener in my life. I sat there in the Valley. I sat in front of the Valley, who's the stadium's, I think he's the owner or the grounds, or like the main commercial groundsman. He said, we've never sold out the stadium. And this is the fastest we've sold out ever. Well, they never sold out. So they said, the first we've ever sold out in history for this. And he goes, I didn't get it. And I was like, what? And then there was the guy radioing to him saying, there's kids trying to break into the stadium outside. They're breaking down the door to get into. So I was like, what is going on? And they were like, bro, this is it's massive. And I was like, all right, cool. So that was my first introduction to it, being a guest of Robbie. That night, I went to the after party as well with Robbie. Thank you, Robbie. And I filmed, I did content around it, like little pieces of photos and little small mini vlog. I posted it and tagged all the brands, XIX, Sides, all that. That was part of the after party and that.
Yeah.
I got a message a week later from the Sides team.
Yeah.
It's not Sidemen, the Sides food company. They said, look, we love what you did at the charity match. We love you tagged us. Would you consider working with us?
Yeah.
I said, what? I said, yeah, of course. There was a guy called, I forgot his name, but he's really big. He's got loads of followers. He's got like 1 million followers. Anyway, he stole, I think, Simon or Speed's boot from the Charlton game. Yeah. He was supposed to be what I was, the presenter for the site for Sides.
Right.
But because he'd done that,
he lost
the job.
Right.
So I had a meeting with them, Sides, after they messaged me, and I was working for people that will do interviews in the streets, kind of what I've done before I've done it with loads of companies before. We like your energy, boom, boom. So I worked with Sides, got that job, did loads of stuff with them.
Yeah.
JJ took me to Texas. We went to Nashville, paid for me to go out there, try hot chicken, do market research, everything inclusive, hotel, got an upgraded flight, sick.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. So all these little things were happening, and I built a relationship with Sides, and then I got introduced to this whole year before the next charity match, was after Charlton was West Ham. In build-ups that I was doing jobs with Sides, then I got introduced to a girl called Jazz who worked at Sidemen. And we became good friends, but so I'm trying to make sure the timelines are right. With Sides, I was doing like the Misfits fights as well.
Yeah.
So I was getting taken to all the fights, doing interviews with whoever was there, doing really
seen
well.
It on your highlights.
Yeah, so doing bits with, I saw like John Fury, I saw loads of people, Tiny Templar, there was like the Chunkses of the world, the Betas, like doing really good things with Sides, right? And then I was in LA with CONCACAF, and I got a phone call from George, who worked at Sides. He doesn't work there anymore as well. Both of them have left, Jazz and George. And he said, look, I'm so sorry. We're not going to be doing the charity match. As in, normally we do every major event around Sidemen. We go there and do like interviews and stuff. He goes, we're not doing that. I said, I really want to go. I'd love to have done that. He goes, no, instead you're going to be the presenter for it.
Oh,
I said, what?
Damn.
I thought he was joking. I genuinely thought he was joking. So I was on a job in LA. It's just when the Declan Rice Baby welcome video went out. So I had a bit of, I had a lot of social anxiety. I had a lot of mental health issues because it was getting viral for the wrong reasons, was getting embarrassed, was getting clowned, me dancing and stuff. And then he gave me that call and saying you're gonna do the sandwich. I thought he was joking.
Yeah.
So then the next day, that whole day when I had to do filming and all that, I rang him back, I said, you said yesterday, were you joking? Like you said something about doing the Simon Chain match. He goes, yeah, you're gonna host it. I said, shut up. I said, listen, I'm not in a good place right now. What's going on? He goes, Cecil, London Stadium, West Ham, you're gonna be one of the presenters. Jazz was one of the ladies that put me through for it. I'd done it. I did a little montage video, opening video. Then I did the interviews off the pitch as players come off the pitch. I was also the first time they had a goalkeeper interviewed during game. So we did one of those things, which was quite interesting with JJ. And then, yeah, the rest was history. Next year we did Wembley, and that was, like you said, I don't want to downplay it because it is huge. We sold out Wembley. I was presenting, interviewing Mr. Beast, Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, sorry, Speed, Kai Cenat, Chunks. Like, and I've got in-ears in, I've got people talking to me, I've got ground producers, like I said, I've got 2.2 million live, concurrent, you've got to try and be entertaining. I did the opening video, opening sequence, so I'm doing like the Kendrick Lamar step, then I'm doing splits in the changing rooms, I'm madness, so.
It's just going crazy.
Mad, one of my biggest highlights, So big up the Sidemen, man. Big up Simon, big up Jazz, big up everyone that got involved. So yeah, that's huge. But yeah, that's thrown in the deep end as well. But it was a dream of mine. If people will know on social media, so I'm talking a lot, but if people see on social media, I put a post saying one day I want to be working or playing on this pitch. Back in 2000, and I think it's when Wigan won the FA Cup final at Wembley against Man City. I was there, and I said one day I would want to be playing or working on this pitch. Fast forward, there's me on the pitch. Cheers.
That's crazy.
It's mad, bro. It's mad.
It's crazy to hear about the journey leading up to that as well. Because all the ups, all the downs, no one actually sees it when you're at the top.
No
one sees any of that. So then to hear about that, it can be really helpful.
Yeah, and just a little insight. Sorry, I'll keep cutting in, but like, I was working for Sides and XIX. They're not the Sidemen, and people might have thought, oh, you got the G. Like,
it's not.
I didn't see any of them. I didn't get to meet them or nothing. There was just.
Not
I was doing little shoots for little money, just to, I don't know, like I enjoyed it, and it was opportunity. Even to be fair, going to Nashville was sick, but like again, it was okay money, but like it was just the experience, and those things led to what obviously this charity match, which I never saw. That was never a plan. It was just I got the phone call and I said I thought it was banter. So it's good. I think it's good insight for people. Definitely.
So how is it to actually manage? You've got the in-ear, you've got the people on the lives. You're managing all of that across about 4 different things as well.
It's a madness.
Because that can't have been easy.
Nah, it's mad. There is a viral video. It's not now, but it goes round every now and then of, I think it's a female on TNT, or she's on TNT Sports, and she's got the producer shouting in her ear.
Yeah.
But she's also, she's saying Peter Crouch is coming in 5, 4, and she's having to present.
Yeah.
And he's walking along and she has to I had to do the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
And no, I've never trained for that. So it's just like, listen, luckily my brain is like that anyway. Like I have tabs open in my head all the time, and there's music coming from somewhere. There's things I have to sort out. I'm supposed to be doing a course as we speak, but like there's loads of things happening all the time. So when I was in that situation, I managed it. You have 2 in-ears. I always take one out, so I can hear one. I turn it to a certain volume where I can understand what they're saying, even if they're shouting. And then you have a ground producer they'll tell you 10, 9. I always say wrap up the thing. Then obviously got interview. There's a photo of me on my socials where I'm interviewing Chunks and Speed, and we're just bantering. But like I'm also looking at my producer. Also got someone in my ear, and then you've got the crowd noise. It's a lot because you have to be engaging as well to the viewers. And you can't respond to the person talking. So it's a lot. But I've got no advice. Because I don't know how you train for that. You have to have that scenario.
You have to kind of chuck yourself in the deep end there.
Yeah. Or you have to have someone that can set up for you. Put an AirPod in, maybe go on a phone call, have someone stand there. But like, you'll never be able to replicate what it's like in the moment.
Yeah.
But it was a lot. I'm proud of myself for doing it and throw myself in the deep end. I'm very critical about myself. There was one time I said, okay, now back to the commentators. Because I was like, he was like, got to rap 10, 10. And he was like, okay. I was like, okay, thank you very much. Back to the commentators. And then afterwards, he'll come to me after when they're back to the stream and say, Cecil, like you said, back to the commentators. Like you know their names. Just say back to Stephen Tries and that. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, sorry. It's like I know, I get it. There's a lot going on, but just lock in. And then after that, I'm very good, I think, with not criticism and advice. Like, and I expect the highest standard.
Yeah.
Even though maybe you shouldn't be looking for the highest standard with someone who hasn't really been doing this for a long time, but you have to be that.
I mean, if you're harder on yourself, you're gonna get further and further.
Yeah, exactly. So I know PFA and people that I work with will know this. Like every time we finish a job, I'm like, what went wrong? Yeah, what do I need to improve on? Don't give me all the
look at the negatives.
Yeah, stop giving. Everyone's like, oh, you smashed. Happened at PFA was like, forget all that, forget it. What needs to improve, and that's why I focus more on that. I think it's a good trait of mine anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a very good trait to have because it's got you where you are now.
Agreed.
So then, obviously, we're coming towards the end here. If you was to nominate someone to come on the next episode of the podcast, someone who's got obviously a good story to share, and who could help anyone watching, who would that be?
Robbie Lyle's good. He's in the building. Ty, you can do a little bit with after as well. He'd give you some insight. I think, listen, Robbie was always good. DJ AG is a good friend of mine. I think he's class.
Yeah.
Just the person he is. But to be fair, him and Robbie have quite a lot of similarities, which is mad. Like we interviewed him and I was literally just looking at them both like you two are basically the same person, the way how they think. So yeah, I think Robbie or DJ AG, yeah. Guys, say my friends, hopefully we can make that happen.
Can make that happen.
Yeah, see if we can make that happen.
So lastly, I just wanted to thank you for coming on here. Obviously, it's not something you had to do.
No, of course, man.
So
thank you for coming, how far you came. I can't believe it.
So thank you very much for that. If you had only one piece of advice that anyone watching could take away from this, what would that be?
Oh, I don't like this one because I always feel harsh. Not harsh, I feel hard giving advice because it's like, I'm just like everyone else. I'm still trying to make something of our lives.
Figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I always attack everything with a smile. Try and see the positives in life. I think it's key to do that. We live in a dark world, especially at the moment, dark times, and a lot of like war and just a lot going on. So I just try and say like, try and attack everything with a smile, attack your day with a smile, be grateful and thankful to the life you have because like, everyone's going through something.
Yeah.
So the least I can do is try and be a positive, face for people to see and try and brighten up their day. So listen, it's not always as easy to do that, but that's the one bit of advice, try and attack everything with a smile. And I do like challenge the old sayings and beliefs, like the never give up and stuff, because I gave up and it gave me my biggest career ever because I went to something else. I gave up at the right time instead of trying to chase the dream. So challenge some of the old sayings and the old beliefs, because you never know, that might unlock something new. So yeah, 2 bits of advice, as much as I don't like to give it. Big up.
So that's it for today's episode. Thank you very much for coming on here.
Yep.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you. Hopefully if we can get Robbie on as the next one, see if we can make that happen, and we'll see you on the next one.
Legend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll see if we can get Robbie on. Love. Yeah, big up, Ty.
That's it for today's episode. A massive shout out to Cecil and everyone at AFTV. It was a really cool experience to see everything behind the scenes. Make sure you check out everything that they're doing. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.